Hello my friends, and welcome to my first ever video in which I want to show you how I built this folding desk slash bookshelf based on IKEA PAX. My goal is simply to give you some inspiration if you're looking to build something like this yourself. But first, let me show you how it works. Amazing, isn't it? A couple of features I want to point out. First, it's as space efficient as it can get. You can not only fold it up, but use the space above the desk as well. Second, it's 1 meter wide, so it's wider than most bookshelves like Billy, so it fits my rather large screen setup. 3, it's also ergonomic, so choose your own desk height. It's also quite deep for a proper distance to the monitors, and with a little extra help, as you saw, you can transform it to a makeshift standing desk. 4, it's really cheap, so I spent under 200 euros in total, and I'm sure you can go even lower than that if you get more used components than new ones. 5, it's made mostly of out-of-the-box components, so about 4 hours of work time will get you there. Nothing too fancy. So let's go into how this is built. I'll also cover some learnings in the end, so things that I would do differently if I were to build this again. What I first did is draw out for you which wooden components I used, and that's mostly PAX or IKEA components. Let's start in the top. That's the PAX body. And I used a body which is 35 centimeters deep. There's another version which is 58, but this is more like a closet type of thing, and I wanted to go more of a bookshelf depth, so that's the 35 centimeter version. And basically you just assemble that according to the manual. I didn't do anything special here. I'm just showing you a couple pictures of the progress. Then it's up against the wall. One thing I do highly recommend here is to anchor the whole thing into the wall. They recommend that in the PAX manual as well, but especially for this setup where you have some load in front of the shelf as well with the desk that is folding out. Make sure that it doesn't topple down on you when you let down the desk. Next up on the left we have the complement shelves. I don't know whether they're called complement. They're just shelves for PAX, so don't know why they have a separate name, but those are 100 times 35 centimeters, so they fit right in there. Nothing special about that again, just probably you want to save those up till the very end when everything else is done and just put them in there. Depending on the space you need in between each of them, you might get 3 to 5 maybe of those. Again, nothing special here. Next up on the right we have 2 more complement shelves, the same ones as on the left, so 100 times 35 centimeters. But the special thing about those is that I cut them down to 33 centimeters depth. The reason for that being that when the desk is folded in, it has a depth of around 2 centimeters or 1.8 centimeters to be precise. And I just wanted to have everything flush in the front of the bookshelf, so that's why I cut it down just a tiny bit. So coming back to the drawing, down on the bottom you see another complement shelf. And as I said before, when we talked about the body, there's 2 variants of PAX. There's a 35 centimeter and there's a 58 centimeter variant. And I just took advantage of that here and took a complement shelf from the 58 centimeter variant of PAX and just used that as the front plate of my desk. So that's again out of the box complement, nothing to customize here, and we have the desk. Last but not least, on the right we have the custom legs, and those legs are easily the single most work intensive item in this whole setup. So I researched quite a bit to find something out of the box again. I didn't really find anything that quite fit my needs, so I ended up building them custom. Basically, cut down a plank of wood, sanded it off, painted it white in order to blend in with the rest of the bookshelf. So a question I faced when designing this was, how long should the legs be, or how high should the desk be? And I researched a bit into ergonomics on this, and basically found out that if you have an office chair that you sit in comfortably and you have armrests, then a good measure is to make the desk the same height as your armrests of the office chair. Which for me was 75 centimeters. So I have 75 should be the top of the desk, about 2 centimeters thickness of the plate that's 73, and then I have some adjustable feet in the bottom, as you can see, so a bit less than 73, let's say like 71 centimeters. So that's what I used for the length of these legs. In this second drawing, I mapped out all the metal parts that I used, mostly for the folding mechanics. Let's start in the bottom with the adjustable feet. So those are basically attached to the custom legs I showed you previously, and they are made to even out some of the unevenness that develops when assembling these different parts. You drill a hole, you punch the adapter in with a hammer, and then you screw in the feet, and that's it. Next up are the special hinges on the left, and they're special in the sense that they let me fold the two parts of the desk flush against each other. I try to depict that in the little drawing here, and I also included two pictures here to show you what it looks like. Complement shelves come with little pins to attach them to the PAX body. But the two complement shelves that we customized are customized in such a way that you cannot use these pins anymore, and also because the one that carries the monitors in the future will have quite a high load, it makes sense also to attach those with proper metal angle brackets instead of the pins that are shipped with the shelves themselves. Below the angle brackets you will see the magnets, one on either side of the shelf, and they are just there to hold the desk up when you folded it up so that it doesn't fall down. But what if the magnet is failing? What would happen then? Obviously the whole construction on the right would just come crashing down, right? And topple the shelf, break stuff, etc. We don't want that to happen, obviously. So what I included here are the braking arms, and they're just meant to slow down the speed of the desk on the right coming down. And lastly, on the right we have some hinges to fold the legs together when the desk is folded up. So here I am now with the finished desk, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The overall setup works great for me. It's super practical, space efficient, and ergonomic. But obviously when building something new, there are always things that turn out a bit different than you thought. So I just wanted to point out a few things you should revisit when building this yourself. So first of all, as you can see, my monitor and laptop are a bit too wide for the desk in total. So this is a 27-inch monitor and a 15-inch MacBook, and they're cramped just a bit too tightly for my taste, and I have to rearrange them after opening the desk. Secondly, I'm not 100% happy with some of the components. So these magnets that I used, they're not really strong enough, so they barely hold the plate in place, so it might come, moving down at any time. The braking arms that I use are also not super strong, so they last maybe like 10% of the way down, the plate will collapse a tiny bit. So nothing, nothing too serious, but not really nice. So I believe there are stronger arms with integrated magnets. So I'd probably just, have a bit of research before building this again. Thirdly, these shelves apparently tend to bend quite a bit over time due to their width of 1 meter. So I needed to get some of mine used off of eBay because they were out of stock everywhere, and I wanted to get this thing finished. And you can see a bit how bent they are. So it's probably safer to screw some reinforcement underneath them so they stay straight in the long term when you put books on it and stuff. So I'm going to do that when I get some new ones. I'm planning to get some new ones to replace those used ones, and I'm going to put some reinforcement underneath. And lastly, there are some improvements I want to do, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do them yet. So firstly, I need to put order to that cable chaos here. So post in the comments if you have an idea how. Same goes for lighting, which I haven't taken care of yet, and I really don't know what the best practices are for desk lights these days. So let me know if you have an idea. So I hope you liked this video and it gave you some inspiration for building your own setup at home. I wish you good luck with that, and please don't forget to post your thoughts in the comments. Take care.